The Lesson Tee is brought to you by the Bolingbrook Golf Club.
Anyone who hits a good golf shot makes a divot in front of the golf ball. If you think of the golf ball and think of the equator here, it's very common for people to think that the appropriate place is to hit below the ball or below the equator or even the equator. You have to try to hit the top half of the equator so that the club face is compressing or smashing the golf ball toward the ground. This compression allows the ball to grab the grooves, rolls up, and that's where you get your trajectory. So in order to make a divot ahead of the golf ball, we have to think of it more, maybe the most simplest way to think of it is to have our three fulcrums move forward. The three fulcrums are your belly button, your sternum, and your forehead. So if you can just imagine a pendulum at my belly button, my sternum, and my forehead. At address, everything is on an angle. So at address, my forehead is back here, my stomach is here. The average, your sternum, is still behind the ball. You have to allow all three of these fulcrums to move forward. So you've got to allow your head, chest to move forward so we can compress the ball in the correct place.
Thanks, Carl, and your impressive group of students. Last month, club champion in downtown Chicago explained how to find the proper driver for your golf swing. This month, we'll head up to its Northfield location to get the skinny on irons.
Once we get a customer into the fitting bays, we will test them on their equipment. We'll see what kind of speed they're producing, what kind of launch, what kind of spin they're producing, and kind of make a determination where we can make changes to positively affect their ball flight. Okay? So as you can see, I bet you that was a toe shot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Then we'll go through a manual weight process. So keeping in mind that there are very few standards in the golf equipment industry, but one of which is head weight. So that most 6-irons, whether they're very small forgings or 6-irons that are large castings, these two heads weigh about the same. So the weight of the club is determined by the weight of the shaft. And the weight of the shaft will determine the player's plane. So if we want tight dispersions out on the golf course, we have to have tight impact dispersions on the face. In other words, we have to have the customer strike the center of the face most consistently. And to do this, we have to have a shaft weight that will allow the customer to stay on plane most easily. So we'll go through a manual weight process to try and determine what shaft weight is appropriate for any particular player. Graphite, steel, hybrid type shafts that are both graphite and steel. We can have a half a dozen shafts of the same weight that say the same flex, and they perform completely different. So what we have to do once we find the weight is find that shaft that's going to work with that head for that customer. Once we have that, the length, the shaft weight, the shaft type, maybe even the model shaft that allows the customer to hit the center of the face most often, we're halfway home. Then we'll start compiling components, heads and shafts within that weight range, as you see here, to get the perfect combination of head shaft that will produce whatever it is that we're trying to achieve during the fit. And the beauty of our system is we're not confined by manufacturer's offerings. So we can literally put any head with any shaft together during the course of the fit and allow that player to hit that club. So we have thousands of combinations on site, and there's really nowhere else you can find that. So once we get to the end of the process, we will have in the player's hand the exact head and shaft length, weight, flex combination that we would recommend. We measure out this club in the case of a 6-iron, in very detailed statistics, extrapolate those numbers out throughout the set, and build a duplicate.
The Rulebook is presented by the Bose Creek Country Club in Elgin, Illinois.
John is helping Russell look for his tee shot, seemingly lost in the heavy gorse. After some time, John finally states that the search has been going on for 4.5 minutes. Maybe it's time to give up. Russell agrees and heads back to the tee. In the meantime, John continues to look for the ball, and only moments before the 5-minute search time expires, finds what he thinks is the missing ball. He calls to Russell to let him know of his discovery, but declares that although he found the ball barely within the allotted time, that time will certainly expire before Russell can make his way back and positively identify it. Is it too late for Russell, or is he allotted time beyond the 5 minutes to claim his ball? We'll be back with the correct ruling in a moment.
Bose Creek Country Club has set the standard for public courses with a private club feel. This exquisite 18-hole championship layout offers the exclusive Member for a Day concept. Pay just one fee and you get unlimited golf with a cart and full use of the bent grass practice facility. Plus there's Porter's Pub, a casual English-style restaurant and bar that will complete your day the way you want to play. It's all here at beautiful Bose Creek Country Club in Elgin, Illinois.